In a dilapidated mansion on the outskirts of town, a haunting portrait hung in a dim hallway. The painting showed a figure shrouded in darkness, with hollow eyes and an indescribable sadness. The mansion was abandoned for decades and was a testament to the family's tragic history. This portrait is said to be of a young woman named Eliza, who lived a life of seclusion and despair within the walls of her mansion. Rumors circulated that she had been mistreated by her family and met her tragic end. Locals whispered that the portrait was haunted and that the gaze would bring bad luck to anyone who dared look into its eyes. A skeptical artist named Alex stumbled upon his mansion while looking for inspiration for his work. Attracted by the legend, he decided to paint a copy of this haunted portrait. He felt a tremor pierce his bones as he set up the easel. Hours of brush strokes, he lost himself in Eliza's sad eyes. As it neared completion, the atmosphere of the mansion became oppressive. A faint whisper echoed down the corridor, and shadows seemed to dance in the portrait. Despite his discomfort, Alex was tenacious and determined to capture every detail. The more he painted, the more connected he felt to Eliza's suffering. One stormy night, as he was putting the finishing touches on it, a bolt of lightning illuminated the portrait, causing Eliza's eyes to glow with an otherworldly glow. The room shook and a cold wind blew through the hallway. The portrait seems to come to life. Eliza's figure is so sad that she rises from the canvas with her breathing. Fear gripped Alex as Eliza's ghostly form approached her, her eyes filled with sadness and anger. She whispered her own tragic story, betrayal, grief, and her longing for revenge. Alex realizes that the curse of her portrait has bound her to her mansion and her soul cannot find rest. Driven by a new goal, Alex promised to help Eliza settle things down. He carefully researched her story and uncovered her truth behind her family's betrayal. Armed with this knowledge, he performed a ritual that lifted the curse and finally found peace in Eliza's spirit. When the curse was lifted, the atmosphere of the mansion changed, and the portrait's eerie presence faded. Alex leaves the completely changed villa, haunted by the memory of Eliza's sad expression. He gave her the peace she had long sought, but that haunting portrait will forever be a reminder of the darkness that may lurk in the deepest depths of art. In a quiet town lived an eccentric man named Mr. Whitaker. He is known for his extensive collection of antique dolls, each more lifelike than the next. The children whispered that the dolls moved when no one was watching. One evening, a young girl named Lily ventures into Mr. Whitaker's mansion after her cat goes missing. She found herself surrounded by dolls with glass eyes, each looking at her. Heart pounding, she spotted her cat playing near an ornate dollhouse. As Lily grabbed her cat, a soft voice whispered, "Stay and play." The doll's eyes seemed to glow and Lily felt herself weaken. Desperate, she escaped their gaze, grabbed her cat and ran away. When she looked back, the mansion was empty and Mr. Whitaker was nowhere to be seen. Lily learns that Mr. Whitaker has been dead for many years and that his dolls have been haunted by his darkness. To this day, visitors claim to have heard eerie giggles and glimpses of moving dolls as they explore the abandoned mansion. Lily's heartbreaking encounter with a collection of dolls leaves her scarred. She couldn't help but feel that the eyes of the dolls were always watching her wherever she went. Night after night, she was haunted by nightmares of porcelain hands reaching out to grab her. Looking for answers, Lily researches Mr. Whitaker's past and discovers an old diary hidden in the local library's archives. The diary reveals Mr. Whitaker's obsession with obtaining eternal life through dolls. He believes that by binding his soul to these actual creations, he can deceive death. Lily's search leads her to a secret room beneath the mansion, filled with rows of exquisitely crafted dolls. The diary hints at a ritual that could sever the connection between the dolls and Mr. Whitaker's soul. With trembling hands, Lily performed the ritual, chanting spells while burning sage. As the last words left her lips, a strong wind blew through the room and a ghostly figure emerged from the larger doll. It was Mr. Whitaker's tormented mind, his face contorted with grief. With a mournful sigh, the soul vanished and the dolls lost their strange senses. Lily freed Mr. Whitaker's soul from his twisted creations, and the mansion finally felt at peace. Late at night, a radio station receives an anonymous transmission. The voice that came out was unsettling, a mixture of distorted whispers and eerie laughter. The transmission appears to contain secret conversations and chilling messages. The station's technicians were unable to trace the source, but decided to broadcast the mysterious recording in hopes of uncovering its meaning. As distorted voices echo on the waves, strange events begin to happen in the city. People reported seeing dark shadows lurking in the dark and strange symbols appearing on the walls during the night. The show's listeners began experiencing vivid nightmares where they were chased by mutated entities. Desperate to end the horror, a brave group of individuals attempted to identify the source of the contagion. They trace it to an abandoned bunker, where they discover old radio equipment covered in dust. When they turned off the device, the transmission suddenly stopped. The nightmares are gone and the town is back to normal. To this day, no one knows who or what was behind this disturbing performance, and the mystery remains unsolved. After turning off the bunker's radio equipment, the town's atmosphere gradually returned to normal. However, the memory of the disturbing broadcast still lingers in the minds of those who heard it. Some become obsessed with deciphering its hidden messages, while others try to forget about the disturbing experience. Over time, the transmission has faded from collective memory, becoming just another urban legend. But a decade later, as advances in technology allowed for a deeper investigation, a reporter came across an old recording of the disturbing show. They managed to clean up the audio, revealing encrypted dialogues and fragments of ancient languages. Determined to find the truth, the reporter delves deeper into the town's history, uncovering a long-forgotten sect that once used bunkers for dark rituals. The cult's purpose was to summon otherworldly entities and bridge the gap between dimensions. The reporter's investigation led them to a rotting temple hidden in the woods, where they discovered a forgotten altar covered with symbols like those heard on the show. As they studied the symbols, a gust of wind surrounded them and an unsettling laugh rang through the air. In their quest for the truth, they unwittingly awaken the evil forces that the cult has long summoned, and the reporter's fate is tied to the very evil entities that have haunted the city in the past. Many years